These 30-minute dinner rolls are so easy to make. Even when I made them in the Easter dinner video, I totally messed them up and they still turned out good. So I'm gonna make them again today and I'm gonna make them right. So we just need a 1 1/4 cup of warm water. We need a 1/4 cup of sugar, but I think I'm only gonna do 2 tablespoons of sugar. We need 2 tablespoons of yeast, a 1/3 cup of oil, a teaspoon of salt, 1 egg, and 3 3/4 cups of flour. First thing I'm gonna do is I have my 1 1/4 cup of water. I just microwaved it and I took the temperature with my little meat thermometer, and it's about 115, which is a little bit hot, but I'm gonna pour it into the bowl of my stand mixer, and I know that this bowl is cold, and so it'll cool it down a little bit. Then I'm gonna take my 2 tablespoons of the active dry yeast and put that in there. And then I'm gonna do, so the recipe calls for a 1/4 cup of sugar, but I'm gonna make meatball sliders with these, and I just don't want them as sweet. They're really good if you want like a Hawaiian sweet roll. So if you want the Hawaiian sweet roll, then use the 1/4 cup of sugar, but I just want more of a basic dinner roll. So I'm gonna do about 2 tablespoons of sugar instead. So there's that. I'm gonna use a trusty little baby spoon here to swish it around. And then we're gonna let that sit for about 5 minutes. Now that that is nice and foamy, I'm gonna start adding in the other ingredients, and I'm gonna do the flour 1 cup at a time. So I have my 1/3 cup of avocado oil, or you can use vegetable or canola oil. I have my 1 egg, my teaspoon of salt, and my 1st cup of flour. Now we'll add our last 3/4 cup of flour. I'm gonna go ahead and switch to my dough hook and then let it knead for about 4 minutes. I know this looks crazy. And you're like, that's way too sticky. That's not enough flour. But just wait. And while that was kneading, I sprayed my 9x13 pan with just cooking spray. And then it says to spray your hands with cooking spray. And I tried that last time, and it's easier said than done. Like holding the can and spraying it on your hands when your hands are like all slippery, it's just not easy. So instead, I made just like a little bowl of water and sprayed cooking oil into that, and I'll just dip my hands in there. All right, that is it. They are not fancy, they are not uniform in size, but that's okay. They really will turn out, it really won't matter. And now, all you have to do is set them on your stove, preheat your oven to 375, and then we're gonna cover them with a dish towel. And that's it. We will let these sit here until my oven is preheated. My oven beeped, so let's look and see. Let's look under the hood. They have risen, but they're not like crazy. All right, so we're gonna bake these for 20 minutes or until golden brown. So I put them in another 1.5 minutes after the 20-minute timer went off. So this is after 21.5 minutes. So in my April Pantry Challenge video, I found these in the freezer, and so I said, I'll make some meatball slabs. So that's what I did. And so I'm just gonna bake them so that way they're a little bit crispy and cooked through before I put them into the rolls. I took off 3 just because we're not gonna eat all of those, and I'm just gonna slice them open. I I know it has gotten dark in here. There's like a storm rolling in. So I'm just gonna put the meatballs down next. So I kind of have a funky amount of meatballs. So I did like 3 per sandwich, and then some of them have 2 per roll, I mean. And I just used like a jar of marinara sauce. And I topped it with cheese. And these rolls, you're supposed to like pour melted butter over them when they're finished, but I didn't since I knew I was gonna be making the sandwiches with them. So I made like a garlic butter with just melted butter and garlic powder and parsley. Okay, and I'll just put these in the oven. I don't know, what, 10 minutes or so? We'll just see. That dinner turned out great, and I would definitely recommend using only the 2 tablespoons of sugar if you're gonna use it in something like a meatball slider or some kind of sandwich. Well, if you enjoyed that video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't yet, and I will see you all next time.